Rails don't
Uh,
distribute supplies. Rails just are used for getting supplies to the hubs and for strategic redeployment of men where they move faster.
right.
If you're doing
Okay.
strategic redeployment, it's faster on a rail. So there's another use of it. It's not just supply hubs. But let me put some trains for sale because I think you sold me your trains earlier or something so that you'd have money to invest in factories.
I
Okay, I
have no
already
idea.
what?
I have no idea.
I don't remember either. I would have sworn you had some trucks and trains and that I bought both of them off of you. Uh, okay, I'm putting 6 trains for sale at low price. You could stick, I mean, like a couple factories in this, and that should get you, or 3 maybe. And that, let's see, 3 and each costs 105. That will get you 450. Yeah, that will get you a little more than 3.
2 deliveries.
That will get you 4 trains in the first delivery and 2 trains in the second. So yeah, I would put like three factories on it, and that'll get you four
Okay.
trains in a month, and then 2 more after
Cool.
that. And that'll probably the 4 will probably be enough, and if it's not, the 2 will definitely the remaining 2. Um, I'm gonna go back to selling overpriced trains to AI now. Um, yeah, but and if that's still not enough, I can say trucks. The trains don't get consumed unless they get bombed, but the trucks will get used. They suffer supply attrition, not supply. It's like truck attrition. It's based on terrain. So trucks in
Oh, okay.
mountains and jungles suffer really high attrition. Supply truck attrition is double in the mountains and quadruple in the jungles, plus 300%. They suffer
I've
some
got
in
I've
any
got
terrain.
20 20 command power till I'm at my cap.
Oh,
And what should I do with it soon?
I would look for junior officers who are worth promoting as you're getting closer to the command power
Um,
cap.
there's still no one higher than 25% or 25 experience.
They could still roll.
Nobody.
They could still roll brilliant strategist. However, I would wait. I would wait to see if you get any some. I mean, you're currently a fight squad, so you're currently trained junior officers. So I would wait till you get as close to the cap as possible, and then invest in
Okay.
promoting someone. But I'll pause for now.
All right.
It's not going to be much. They're going to start with no experience, but they could still roll good personality traits and like brilliant strategists. So it's still worth doing.
Yeah.
And the kind of the point of this is to build up a cadre of um, level 1 generals who you can then run through like academy traits that give them extra skill points later, and then they can become really good. And also, it's to get brilliant strategists. I should not underemphasize the importance of having brilliant strategists, especially like when you're attacking really harsh fights later. Um, oop, hold on. June 11th, blah blah blah. Who just? Oh, the Congo's buying equipment from me. They bought up my fighters. What was I thinking? There was something here. Yeah, I wanted to check what's going on in Spain. They're holding. Have you had any more decisions to send rifles to Spain?
No, I haven't had the rifles actually. It's the decision's back though. But
Oh,
I've got convoys now. I'm out of rifles.
oh, you're buying some from me though,
Forgot
right?
to mention. Yeah, but I haven't gotten. Actually, haven't. Let me see. Some
Selling you
Garand.
Springfield
Oh yeah, I haven't
rifles.
gotten. I haven't gotten any of the Springfields yet.
Oh yeah, 20 days till you get the next
They
delivery of
and they also
rifles.
might. I still have. They might get eaten up by my training divisions as well.
It looks like you have some rifles that are just about to deliver, like tomorrow. And you should have your next delivery any day now, I think.
Huh?
Or no, next
Oh,
delivery
right.
17 days. Never mind. Okay, so it's in a little less than 3
Oh,
weeks.
Bolivia. I have to improve relationship with Bolivia. I've got
Um,
enough power now.
how much does it cost to invite a nation to your faction?
25.
Um, and how much are you getting per day with Chile? Because you'll gain with Bolivia at the same rate as
Ooh,
Chile.
I'm at 60. Yes. Improving relations does improve. No, wait. It only. No. Sorry, I'm confused. Yeah, I'm at 60 with them, so I can actually invite them if I just save up with Chile
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would save up and invite Chile.
and then improve with Bolivia.
How you're at 60, and how
So
much do you have in
it,
reserve?
I only need 5 more opinion to get Argentina to join.
Oh, but
They already like me pretty decently.
they're already at like 45 with you.
Yeah, they're at 45.
Oh,
Paraguay's at 45. Bolivia's at 35.
why do they all like you so much? Weird.
Because of same ruling party and Hispanic diplomacy.
Ah, yeah, you could try with Argentina to. You're not going to be able to probably get them in your faction once they switch foot fascist very easily. But if you try now, they could join as fascists, but they're like big
What?
enough and aggressive enough. They might tell you
What's?
no.
Oh, moderatism. So if you have the exact same ideology as opposed to just the same. Sorry, if you have the same sub ideology, you get a bigger bonus than
Yes,
just ideology. That's why
correct.
Argentina and Uruguay like me more than Chile
Oh,
and Bolivia.
yeah.
They're also moderate.
How much political power do you currently have saved up though?
17.
17. And you're gaining how much a day? Because you can cancel the improved relations with Chile, but then it'll start decaying at like I think 2 or 3 a day.
I am gaining 0.79.
Okay. I think it decays at -3 a day, so you can do the head math, but as you're getting it might be -2. When you're getting very close to having 25, you can stop improving relations, and as long as you're at plus as long as it hasn't decayed below +50 when you send the invite, you can take the decision. So,
Okay.
Chile and then I guess Argentina, because while they're still before they flip fascist, I guess you have a window of opportunity to
Yeah.
invite them while they still have the same ruling party as you. Um, yeah, you may be able to create peace in South America because none of them will attack each other if they're all in a faction with you.
Wait.
And then they can save their strength for fighting the Spanish, who are going to try and reconquer Latin America. So that would probably be
Bastards.
unpopular.
Yeah.
All right, I'll pause it. Oh yeah, and I signed a military access agreement with Brazil, so they like me more, so they'll buy more stuff from me. Eventually, I'm gonna sign a non-aggression pact. Oh, France will now take military access to me. What changed? Weird. Must be that world tension reached 10%. Now France has decided that they would like basing rates in my country.
Oh.
What? You said, oh, like a realization.
I just didn't know that that changed.
Oh yeah, sometimes as world tension changes, the behavior of the AI changes. So, all right.
Yeah, I don't think France likes me very much. Yeah, -20 for everything.
Yep. No, I mean different ideology at very least, and I think they're in a way that you generated world tension probably by. Well, no, you haven't finished Liberate the Antilles yet, which does generate a little. All democracies will like you a little less when you demand the Antilles
Yeah.
be decolonized. Because they're capitalist democracies and they want to exploit these colonies instead of having them liberated. So, um, anyways, I'll pause again. I was just queuing up a tech now that 1939 is rolled around, so I don't forget. And so I have one less. Oh, great. Alabama has decided they don't want to pay their taxes anymore.
Yeah. Jeez.
It's a Civil War event where they like say screw you basically to
Yeah.
taxes. I was gonna use that to. I mean, not gonna. I'm trying to use that to. Yeah, I'll let the decision wait as long as possible because I'm trying to get some military factories done in Missouri. That's the factory line
Oh.
that would suffer if I let the consumer goods factory go up. Yeah, so I can produce more Springfield rifles in Springfield, actually. Springfield, Missouri is where I'm going to produce Springfield rifles. It's kind of fitting. I don't know if that's the Springfield they were named after,
Yeah.
but it's the one where they're going to be made now. So, or actually, it looks like support equipment. I have higher. I'm going to put rifles up. I should focus on rifle production first. All right, on pause. This war support's going to shoot through the roof any day now. Speaking of which, what's the default? Oh, the default decision is to embargo them. I could actually wait, but I should do it the moment. If I forget, I'll be all right, basically. Denmark is buying fighters from me. I wonder why. Oh yeah, I still haven't figured out what political path Denmark's taking.
Pretty evenly split.
Yeah, that's why I haven't figured it out. Hold on. Looks like they're reaffirming neutrality, unifying the right. It's
Their
at
leader
least.
always a socialist.
I think their starting guy, yeah. No, they're going fascist or non-aligned. Although,
Oh, social democrat. Okay.
yeah, in nowhere who the current leader is because that's who they start with. It looks like
Yeah.
they're unifying the right, which means they're at least going non-aligned, trying to bring back the monarchy. But I've seen them get stuck before if the Netherlands or Belgium start trying to form the EU, and then they can boost democracy support in all the other EU
Oh yeah.
countries. Although the Netherlands is going fascist, and Belgium might go their communist EU path, but I don't think that creates the same national spirit. Yeah, no, it doesn't. The Netherlands have a. I wonder if I can even see it. Yeah, it's called is it Foundation Lead the Minor Democracies, where it gives a whole bunch of nations they lose communist and fascist support, effectively increasing democratic and non-aligned. That's only the Dutch EU path, though. It doesn't apply. Oh, I can do anti-communist raids now. I've been saving up political power. Let's see. My civil war starts in 5 months. Yeah, I should have just enough. I should be able to. All right, I'll bloody do it. This is probably the last time I'll ever do anti-communist raids again, though. But I can't resist that stability. It gains stability in the long run. Selective.
Okay. Should I take that jungle back now?
Oh, they took it from you?
Yep.
Yeah, if you got divisions that are ready and waiting and they're like planned, not in a battle, yeah, I would just
Should I make a micro front?
yeah, that would be good. Yeah, and then you can take it, and then you can fall back if you want, and like let them. The best thing would be if you could coax them into attack you in the jungle, but they probably won't do that unless you have like one division there or something. In which case, yeah, you could actually try maybe and lure them into attack you in the jungle. Maybe I didn't even think about that. Train up.
Should I use the activate plan button? But
I
then I
mean,
can't get planning bonuses for all of my units because they won't be on an offensive line, right? But because I don't want to initiate that.
huh? Sorry, I'm not
Should I just
sure.
manually? Should I just right click them into the jungle?
If you're
Is what
able
I'm
to
saying.
use the activate plan thing, then they're planning decays at only 1% a day instead of like 2 or 3 when you manually send them in.
But then the rest of the units in the army will march into somewhere.
Are there other are there other places where they'll attack that you don't want them doing it?
Yeah. Unless you think I should have them fight into the mountains,
Where would they be attacking? I mean, I don't know what your battle plans look
like the
like.
mountains south of Monterey. My offensive general, I have um like all north of San Luis Potosi.
I mean, yeah, you could gain some ground from them if you want. It's not going to hurt anything. It's like ground you won't have to retake later. Um, it doesn't
All right.
hurt to fight there. I think I was advising waiting until you had that division that's in exercises till it finished training. And maybe till you had
They're done now,
oh
actually.
yeah. And are your elite divisions? Do they all have like M1s in your newer rifles or
Um, yeah, largely.
yeah? So yeah, it might be good to yeah just grab the ground now and you won't have to take it back later. I mean, I
All right,
guess.
they might not win.
Well, you can cancel attacks later, but you're trying to get your generals trained up. So
Yeah.
more combat's probably better. Anyways. Oh yeah, how close are you? Oh, I can promote it field marshal. How close are you to being able to your command tower cap? I shouldn't forget about
13 away.
13 away from
Yep.
your cap.
Yep.
Yeah. So one thing you can do is you can find the divisions who the junior officers are on. Like you can zoom to them essentially.
Yeah.
And that'll like you can see if it's a division that's going to be fighting. That can be
I
useful
mean,
to
yeah, it's pretty much all of my
your elite divisions.
stronger divisions, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Um. The so anyways, I'll on pause. Are you good?
1 second.
Oh,
All right, should be good now.
all right. Industrious moves civilian factory. Ah, factory moved from Missouri to Georgia. That's actually good because it adds a build slot in Georgia. And in Missouri. All right, it's past time I start building more military factories, so works for me. Uh, absurd and un-American position, but it works for me. All right, unpause. Oh, sorry, it was good to unpause, or
Yeah, that's fine.
sorry, it wasn't. I was figuring you were probably done with that, but I should have asked. Trying to get to where I complete Selective Training Act and can get rid of the. I hate having like warning toasts in the top of my screen. It's distracting with my long COVID. I can't multitask too well. So I was trying to like
Having what at the top of your screen?
toasts. There we go. Toasts are like the little warnings, like telling you, like they're under your command power army XP, telling you like there's something you need to pay attention to, right?
Oh, yeah, the little notifications.
Yeah,
What'd you call them?
toasts is what the devs call them. So
Oh, how do you spell that?
TOAST, like a piece of toast.
Oh, huh. Haven't heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like having the toast there just because it's a distraction. Like, and I have trouble multitasking with my long COVID. Like, it's kind of people have described it as the symptoms as being ADD like, right?
Yeah.
So if anyone has ever there's YouTube people watching, it's like if any of you know anyone who has
Yeah.
ADD, it's
I like clearing these off as soon as possible too.
yeah. Um, all right, gotta check my support in the House and Senate. I just lost a bunch. Oh yeah, let's isolate Belize, Guyana, the Bahamas, Jamaica, and then Antilles. Yep, they are all under blockade. Uh, Not blockade. Well, embargo, which would have, no question, that would have been unpopular. How much like early American history do you know, Joe?
Early American, as in like 1776,
Yeah,
or
that's precisely the time period I'm thinking around, like
um,
1776.
not a ton. Just basic stuff that you learn in history, and then I guess
Uh,
a little bit from like games.
do you remember hearing about the embargo during like the before the War of 1812?
Hmm, not particularly. Doesn't really ring any bells.
Okay, so the U.S. Was worried about getting drawn to war with France or the UK, that where the Napoleonic Wars were going on in Europe, and so it put
Yeah.
embargoes on eventually. I forget if it was both or just Britain, and that was really unpopular. And you had John Adams, I think it was the U.S. president, and he was really hated, and he put the Alien Sedition Acts in place, which made it illegal to criticize the government.
Oh, right.
Um, and also
Yeah,
allowed
I've
him to
definitely heard of that.
arbitrarily deport foreign nationals. Like, if anyone thinks the U.S. has always been this healthy democracy, no, this is like some very authoritarian shit.
Oh, yeah.
And because newspapers couldn't legally criticize the embargo, they resorted to like these cartoons. And this is what I was thinking of. There's this old cartoon, and it says "Oh grab me," which is embargo in reverse. This was a way to get around the censorship of against criticizing embargo, and they were like
Yeah.
criticizing. They would just write the word embargo in reverse in some of the cartoons, making fun of it. And there'd be like a guy on the shore with like a rowboat, and there'd be a ship off the shore, and he'd be saying like "Cursed, oh grab me," and there'd be like an Uncle Sam like grabbing him by the scruff of the neck, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. It was very unpopular because U.S. businessmen could make a lot of money off trade with Britain and France, and
Yeah.
which kind of proves that what the way the U.S. like media goes is often the way the business interests go. That was very unpopular, but now like it's different. Where like the um I guess there's always been a free trade element, but you have like Trump and you have some of the media endorsing the stuff he's saying. So things change, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. But I was thinking of those old cartoons, the "Oh Grab Me" ones, and I'm like, yeah, there would probably be people making fun of FDR for like embargoing Jamaica, because what's Jamaica gonna do to us? Do we really need to embargo them just because they have a socialist government? you know,
Yeah.
just like I mean, if the U.S. was half as free as it claimed to be, I bet there'd be lots of cartoons making fun of the Cuban embargo. But whenever anyone tries to like criticize it, the U.S. government cracks down on the newspaper or whoever else like does it if it
Yeah.
gets too much publicity. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And Cuba's pretty heavily demonized.
yeah,
Yeah, it'd be a lot harder if it was like half the Caribbean and like 7 countries than if it was just Cuba.
yeah. It's easier to justify in isolating just one country. We use bullshit rogue state rhetoric, but
Yeah.
yeah, if it was half the Caribbean, I have no doubt that it would be. So Congress, so FDR does an embargo and then he changes his mind the next day.
Yeah.
Basically, is what I've
That's
done
funny.
for the war support. I mean, it's silly. It's incredibly
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, Looks like I
It's like,
think
yeah,
news
you know what? Never mind. But hey, you guys are now more willing to go to war, so
or to to mobilize the economy rather. Because I
Yeah.
guess it probably there's like
True.
conservatives and they're ranting about socialism. And there's more like centrist and progressive people, and they're like, why do we care about
Yeah.
this?
I
So the
mean that's
conservatives will
true.
now vote for like increasing military spending, and that's what I want. So
Yeah. I'd say regardless of the embargoes, half of the Caribbean being communist would definitely increase war support pretty heavily.
yeah, as long as the U.S. is still capitalist, which it is at this point,
Yeah.
it hasn't flipped,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
maybe this is part of why the flip happens in this game is because easier to have good trade relations with a country that's your own ideology. Anyways,
Yeah.
I can do the Old Age Pension Act now for some stability. Or I'm actually I only have a time for two focuses before my Civil War. Shoot. Uh, I forget if tech boosts and doctrine reductions go to the other side. I don't think they get them in a Civil War, but I'm not sure about that. I could do the Louisiana maneuvers, an Army of the United States to. I'm starting to mobilize a ton of manpower because or the Air War Plans Division for extra aircraft. Hmm. All right, I'm just going to take advantage of the fact that I have support in the House and Senate right now, and you never know where future elections are going to go. Plus, it may eventually want to amend the budget and stuff like that. I'm gonna grab old age pension act. Wouldn't do it if there was more threat in the world, but um, sorry, maybe you don't seem to. I talk about what's gone with my focus tree, and if you take a look at it, you'll see what I'm talking about, Joe.
Old Age Pension Act, yeah.
Yeah, it gives me 10% stability. I just fell to 87% because I started some anti-communist raids.
And then you lose some support in the houses.
Yeah, but I have enough. I have enough support in the House and Senate that I can afford to lose it right now. So I'm gonna do it while I have the support because I
Yeah.
can get events that
Okay.
lose me a bunch, and then maybe I'll try and fully desegregate the South since I'm about to enter a neo-Confederate civil war anyways.
So, are you going to? Oh, I was just about to ask that. Are you gonna start the Civil War by desegregating, or are you gonna wait for it to happen on its
Oh no,
own?
I'm already in the. I've already got the far right riots right before or after the 1938 midterms. I
Okay,
got
so you
I
might as
got
well
like
desegregate.
I already got fascists storm the Capitol. They did like a January 6th, but they did it
Yeah,
in November of 1938. So I guess it'd be two
I
months ago in game time now. There, so in May, about roughly May or June, my Civil War would start. There's nothing I can do to change that
ah,
timeline now. But
but okay, so you
so
can
I'm looking.
desegregate during the war, and that's fine too.
I'm gonna desegregate the armed forces right before the war, and then I'm
Yeah,
probably gonna guarantee the American dream right about that time, because
won't that desegregate their armed forces as well?
I don't think they get the national spirit. I hope they don't. I I'm not sure.
I feel like they would, even if it doesn't make much sense.
It's always a little
But
bit
then,
kooky. I know they won't get any base stability, so old age pension act, but
yeah,
yeah, there's different things. I know if I did the war plans division, they would be able to get the chief of the army for that. Maybe I should do that because if I do reaffirm Monroe Doctrine, I can just justify attacking a bunch of countries in South America, like even during my war, or the Maritime Commission for dockyard construction speed. That might actually be good. Since I am going to start building dockyards. Uh, building a massive navy because as long as I control the seas, no one can threaten me really. Uh, Canada's going communist, and they could be a problem. I'll probably join the UK's faction if they invite me in once my civil war starts. They might not do it. I think I need 40% communist support till they
Don't
can
you have to?
invite me.
You have to be communist yourself, right?
No, yeah, you just have to join a faction of a different ideology. You just have to have at least 40% support for that faction, I
But
think.
you have home of the free.
Uh,
Will that go away?
oh, I think that's for the diplomatic option to join factions. But yeah, you might be right. Actually, it might not.
Mm.
It might restrict me from joining the Allies because it's led by communist Britain instead of democratic.
Yeah, yeah, they flipped already.
Yeah, I may not be able to join the Allies actually. Then you're right until I flip
Mm.
myself.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Um, yeah, Canada could potentially invade me through one of their communist paths, but otherwise, it's
Yeah.
mostly the only threats to me are from overseas. So I'm focusing on my navy. Um, and honestly, it would be like if Germany like overran the Soviets. That's the only like way I'm gonna get attacked. Uh, no, they don't even have focus to attack me specifically. It's just root out imperialism and wage war on capitalism. I think they don't get that.
Oh,
Oh, no,
it
they
looks.
get a wage war on capitalism even if I'm communist. As long as I'm not in a faction with them.
Wait, Norway is democratic
Oh, no,
socialist?
United States current ruling party is not communist. Okay, so if I'm communist, they can't wage war. They can't. The Germany loses their war goal on me if I flip. What?
Sorry, I was just saying that Norway's democratic socialist.
The main government or
Their individual party. Anyway, I just noticed they seem to be winning now. They're
AP?
pretty.
The 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 AP? Oh, you're
Yeah, if
talking.
you hover over the sub ideology, it says democratic
Oh,
social.
yeah. In this time period, what's we now call social democracy.
Yeah.
This is when the Second International collapsed. I actually just recently did a political video about that. Then democratic socialism and social democracy started to split from each other because it used to be that
Uh,
social democrats were essentially all democratic socialists. They wanted to form socialism via reformist means. But when World War One happened, the German SPD started to like revoke any thought of ever actually forming a socialist future. And it became just
yeah.
what we think of like Bernie Sanders style social
Mhm.
democracy, which is just a softer capitalism.
Yeah.
And so the
They
term started
killed
to
off
change.
some actual socialists.
What?
And didn't they kill off some actual
Yes,
socialists?
they did. In the
Rosa Luxemburg.
1930s, they murdered Rosa Luxemburg and Karl Liebknecht, which Die
Yeah.
Linke, which is now the Socialist Party in Germany today, actually has a portrait of Liebknecht and Rosa Luxemburg. So, like,
Oh,
they've
nice.
basically acknowledged like the SPD were shits for doing this. Like, I just noticed
Yeah.
this there was a video that the head of Die Linke did, an English language video recently. I think it was English or there was a
SB.
trans.
Both these parties still get votes today, don't they?
Yeah, SPD is still around today. They are the Socialist Party. I mean, sorry, Social
Yeah.
Democratic Party of Germany. So
Yeah.
they're Social Democrats. They're center left. They are the shits who killed off like actual socialists in the 30s and allied with the Nazis to
Yeah.
do that. So they're still around today. The U.S. kept them. They were in West Germany. They were the left wing party in
Ah,
West
of
Germany.
course.
And like the Christian Democrats are like the center right party, and then there's even further right parties which get towards fascism. They're still around today. The AfD is the far right party.
AFD, yeah. They did really well in Eastern Germany.
They in the first set of elections, and then they had runoffs, and they lost some. And do you know what party picked up a ton of the seats?
Der Linke?
Yes, Die Linke picked up. It's the same thing that happened to France.
That makes
People
sense.
basically a popular front formed against the fascists in Germany the same way
Yeah.
it did in France, where the socialists and the democrats agreed to work together to keep the fascists out of power. So,
Yeah.
which
But
yeah,
it definitely makes sense the former Eastern Germany would be the most radical on both sides.
yeah, Eastern Germany in the countryside has taken to
Mhm.
now votes AfD, but in the cities like Berlin, Eastern Germany in Leipzig and Berlin, the big cities, they actually tend to vote
Yeah.
for Die Linke. So
What's the name of do you know the party that won I think second most or most after it? No, they won more than AFD, right? What's their like liberal party called? Do you know?
The SPD. They're like they call themselves social
I
democracy,
thought
but
there's
they've
another one.
or no, the CDSU, the Christian Democratic Social Union, or
Oh, those guys?
yeah,
Are they
they're
the
the
biggest one,
center
right?
right party. Yeah, they're
Ah, okay.
liberalism as in center
Right.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
yeah, they're the one that I think Angela Merkel was from. They're center right.
Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been keeping up too much with German politics, but I heard
Yeah,
decent about how well AFD was doing,
yeah,
which
the
was
CDSU,
pretty.
FSU, the Christian Democrats. I forget if you don't remember if that's the right acronym, but the Christian Democrats basically threatened to ally with the AFD to try and form a ruling coalition and to limit immigration into Germany. And this is what prompted the socialists and the social
Uh,
democrats to form a popular front against the fascists because they didn't want to see a coalition government that include fascists ruling in Germany. So it's exactly the same thing happened in France, except in France, Macron went ahead and formed a minority government without rather than let the popular front like take over, even though the majority of the vote went to like the popular front between the center left and the left parties, and he just went ahead and subverted democracy anyways, Macron. So,
of course.
um, so yeah, that can happen
Oh,
too.
CDU CSU.
Yeah,
Okay.
CDU or
It's
CDSU.
it's a yeah, CDU, and there's it's like a union of parties. There's the Christian Democratic Union and the Christian Social Union.
Yeah, there's a lot of like small centrist parties in Germany, which
Yeah,
and I think they
they
refer to as Zentrum in this time period, and then later that would be renamed to like the CDSU or something. But it's a coalition of center right parties. Some that
okay.
have very local interests, some that are right of center to a substantial degree, and some that are truly centrist. They're all over the map, but none of them are left of center. Is the basic thing that they all share. They're all centrist, center right, or increasingly they're starting to integrate far right parties into their coalition as well. So and that's concerning. That's freaking out the left wing people who are then proceeding to ally with socialists as a counterweight to that. Which is, I mean, that's at least history not repeating itself because before the Nazis took over, the SPD refused to do that and ally with the KPD, which was the Communist Party, which is kind of the 1930s equivalent of Die Linke today was the KPD, and the
Yeah.
SPD said no, we won't ally with them, and then Hitler took over. And they could have kept Hitler out of power with an alliance, an emergency like popular front thing, which they refused to do. So yeah, history either repeats itself or doesn't. Germany has learned from the past and is trying to avoid repeating history. Oh, are you gonna
Yeah.
find pause?
Well, in some. Yeah.
It's the United States that's making the same mistakes that Germany made in that time period where you have like fascists and like the Democrats who are center left or center right really in global terms are refusing to work with like the Bernie Sanders wing even to try and like, if you remember how they like
Yeah.
purged the Sanderites from the Democratic Party and ever since and
Yeah.
now you have like the PSL, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, like has recruited a lot of
Oh,
people who used to like
I
vote
can
for.
invite Chile.
Oh, nice. Oh, did you not
Right.
cancel improve
Right away.
relations with them before? Because you could have saved a little political
Oh,
power.
I did forget. You're right. Oops.
Oh, well, maybe what's your current opinion with them?
78.
Oh,
Although
maybe.
I did I did just cancel it.
Okay, I was going to say, I think if
Sorry.
when you send them the invite, I think if opinion is over 75, they're more likely to accept. So
Oh,
it
okay.
might have a
Then that's
bonus.
I'm
What?
at 78 already. So I'm at
But it's
78
always,
already. So
yeah, it's always a small increase in likelihood, I think. I'm not sure about that, but a lot of these kind of decisions have 75 as a threshold.
should I
So
invite them straight away?
yeah, I would invite them right away and hope they accept and that all that political power didn't go to waste. They could just tell you to
Yeah.
bug off. It's RNG based, and
Oh boy.
I think if they like you more than 75, the chances are a little bit higher. So it didn't wasn't entirely a waste. Um, but yeah, I would get you can't invite them again for like a while. there's a cooldown. So I would focus on Argentina before they flip fascist now.
Oh, they are in it already.
Oh, that means they accepted and you just
Haven't
haven't
even
gotten.
unpaused.
Yep, they can accept instantly. So yeah,
Oh,
so Chile said
sweet.
yes.
Good enough.
Now, yeah, now I would go for Argentina. If you can get Argentina and Bolivia in your faction, you're starting to build a really powerful alliance that can actually, do
All right.
shit. So, yep, united
And
against
then
imperialism.
I don't want anyone in the north, right? Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela, because I'm going to kill them all. Or
Uh,
should I try Venezuela?
I I think it's more a matter of you want to expand your faction, and it's cheaper to do with the non-aligned countries in the south than the democratic
Yeah,
and fascist
that's
countries in
true.
the north.
Yeah.
And of the two, you're slightly better allying with the fascists because the
Well, there's
democratic,
Guatemala, but I want to kill them as soon as
yeah.
possible. Yeah. So,
Uh,
yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
Guatemala. Well, you want to, you want to kill or puppet them. Either way, you don't want to. You
Right.
could. It's up to you, but
Probably not
yeah,
worth it if they're the closest ones to me.
yeah, they're probably the easiest for you to conquer. But if you bring them into faction, you can just base assaults out of Guatemala and just kind of leapfrog over them into like Honduras and stuff.
If we both go communist and then I join your faction, or no, I'd have to invite you to my faction. Then would I be able to be in a defensive war against the South?
Yeah,
Cool.
against
Then
the
that might
Neo
be a way to keep
Confederates.
my war support up. If we both go communist at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not going to
If
be
we,
flipping communist for a long time. I'm probably going to end my war
oh,
before then, though, which
all
is
right, never
why
mind.
I talked about manually justifying on Texas. I'm
I
like,
see.
once they become independent, like they
Yeah.
become independent before any other state. So the moment they become independent, I might start manually justifying Texas if you flip by then. So, though that will be in
Okay.
May actually, and your world tension is 13. You need 50% world tension to justify as
Oh,
non-aligned, don't you?
jeez.
What?
Just yeah, that's a quite a ways off for world tension.
Yeah, it could spike out of nowhere, but if it doesn't, you'll have to wait till you flip communist to start justifying wars. So,
Yeah.
which, yeah, all right,
All right.
I'll
I can do
pause.
that.
But yeah, as soon as you have, you don't have 10 political power, do you?
No, I
Or
have nothing.
okay, yeah, and actually, you probably don't want to do it right at 10 because then the opinion will decay. But you'll want to save up like political power to start improving with Argentina and then bring them into your faction. Maybe when you have like 32 or something, because um, or maybe not 32, maybe 30 or something when you got a little bit of political power because you're going to want to invite them the
I
moment you
screwed up
hit
my front
50.
lines.
What about front lines?
I screwed up my front lines.
Oh, I'll give you a moment to fix it before I pause. Um,
There we go. That's good.
cool. All right. I'll pause. Everyone's buying my stuff. The Netherlands keep buying my aircraft. Ah, I got a what would I say? A news pop up saying that Chile joined your faction. So if I had any doubt, since I could already see it. Um, cool. All right. Oh, shoot, I wanted to buy some more hold on a second. I wanted to buy more rifles. Um from Hawaii and the whatever, it doesn't matter. Marianas. Just give me a sec. I'm just trying to build up my. Wow, that's a lot of convoys. 135 convoys to buy these rifles from Hawaii. Joe.
That's you're trading convoys for rifles?
No, I'm buying rifles, and when you buy them from overseas, you need convoys to
Oh,
transport the equipment.
it takes that. How many rifles are you buying from Hawaii?
It's only like 1,600 or something. It's not that many. It's enough to equip like a couple divisions or one large one. And yeah,
Gee,
it's gonna cost. It takes 135 convoys for a month. So,
wow,
y-
that's a lot.
it is. It definitely is. Oh,
Are they calculating it from like Washington instead of California or something?
yeah, they're going through the Panama Canal. It's from
Oh,
DC.
that's
It's
weird.
not. They're not importing. I could set like restrict the C zone so that it wouldn't try and go through the Panama Canal. It probably would actually route through like overland and be cheaper in terms of convoys. So
Ah,
I didn't think
oh,
about that. That's actually, I mean, I have no reason to do that, but it's technically might be possible if I like restricted the eastern seaboard or something, put it to yellow. Although that would cause issues with the naval exercises I'm doing there. You wanted
just
some M1s, right?
restrict the Caribbean Sea or something?
Hmm?
Couldn't you restrict the Caribbean Sea?
Then they just try and go around the south coast of America.
Oh, could
Uh,
restrict both. I don't know.
Here,
I
let
might
me
do it.
put. I would just put some M1s for a discounted price if you want to buy those.
Uh, sure.
Yeah, I put up 1,200 M1s. And then you can give your divisions better rifles, and then you can send the basic equipment to Spain. So, how close are you to? Let's see. I'll check when you get your next rifle shipment. January 20th, January
Oops. Shoot.
17th. Yeah, in 8 days you should get some rifles from me already, and then you can send more to Spanish Commune. They're getting, oof, this might be the last shipment. They're really, really getting their ass kicked now.
Oh, then I should probably buy these in one delivery.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'll buy them faster.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not doing very good.
Mm-hmm. Let me put the remaining rifles I got up at a jacked up price. Uh, money, money, money. I don't think they buy all of these, so I could be wrong. Okay, and unpause. Oh, what just happened to? Oh, wait, it's because I signed that deal. All right, I need that dockyard. Sorry, I'm just a little microing with something on my getting a Navy ship done sooner. Torpedo cruiser. Oh, major breakthrough. Underway replenishment. It's not done yet, is it? Yep. Fun. Hold on one sec. Oh shoot, these require chromium as well. I'm gonna have to start buying more chromium soon. Okay. All right. Anyways, I'll on pause. After a lifetime of work, our people deserve to enjoy financial security and respect in old age. Legislation to exist to support them is clearly insufficient. Yep.
Oh, agency created.
Oh, you just finished your spy agency?
Yep.
And it should be a month until you actually recruit your first spy, I think. Right?
Yeah.
30 days. But you can
Are
start
there any?
on.
That's what upgrades. Do I need any of those?
Yeah. I think I like to start with the training ones, the commando one, because that'll increase your chances of being able to recruit operatives who have commando training. And I think it takes longer than your first operative, so you're not gonna. It's not gonna. No matter what you do for your first upgrade, it's not gonna affect that first one. But once you assign the operative, if you have commando training, they start getting commando experience just from being assigned.
Okay.
I think yeah, I have commando training already myself, and let's see. Yeah, this already has 15% towards commando trait. So yeah, I like to do commando training as my first one personally, and then forum department is really important for if you're gonna decode cryptology or localized training centers. Gives on map decisions to like add to your spy pool, so you have better choice of spies and ones with local nationalities. Passive defense to catch enemy spies, and then some of the intelligence ones at the top will will give you more intel when you have infiltrate assets, so they're sometimes useful too. Lots of stuff that's.
Right.
But yeah, you're doing. I guess you just started commando training now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you need five upgrades to get your second spy, so you definitely want to do that. Oh, and eventually you can do. Let's see. You have two other faction members now, right? And they 21 to 24 factories. Ooh, they're almost at 25. I think when they hit 25 factories, their contribution to uh basically I'd have to check the wiki for the math, but the more nations in your faction, the spy master eventually gets bonus spies from being spy master from like the size of your faction. I don't think you've even hit the threshold for one extra spy yet, but you'll get there eventually with Argentina and Uruguay and Bolivia.
Okay.
And those extra spies will be useful to you for like stealing technology from Brazil or something, boosting ideology, all sorts of fun stuff. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I know. It was all in posit. Uh, oh, Chile is buying some of my aircraft. Cool.
Oh, a new tech slot. Where did is that? Oh no, I just finished researching. Never mind. Yeah, I finished researching support weapons too. It looks like.
Yeah, and then you were working towards infantry equipment too, the Mendoza or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
Did you just get a new MIO trait from that, or you probably already had one and you're waiting till?
I have 2 trade points now. Yes.
Yeah, and so yeah, and you were going to do semi-automatic rifles right before you finished the Mendoza. That's
Yeah.
right. So you didn't suffer the production efficiency gain loss, but you could get on. Yeah, just don't forget that. How many days till the Mendoza now? It should be close, right?
109.
Oh, that's a while. Okay, never mind. I thought you were really close. I'm like, don't forget to
Yeah.
sign the trait points when you're almost done. Yeah,
Research.
you should have all these 1939 industry techs now, like
Oh
construction
yeah.
3.
Yeah. Those. Yep. Concentrated industry, construction, advanced machine tools. I don't even have excavation yet.
Yeah, you probably want to focus on concentrated industry and construction. First though, for more factories, instead of more resources. You're building factories in Mexico City right now or in Jalisco?
Mexico City.
So you finished up. Jalisco's fully industrialized.
Oh wait, sorry, no. I've got. I'm It's Elise go first,
Ah, and
then
then
Mexico City.
yeah, and then you were doing
Well, infrastructure, then back
yeah.
base
Okay, so
in
you got a little
Mexico.
bit. So yeah, we grab construction first and then concentrate industry for the extra build slots. I think you'll get extra ones in Mexico City and Jalisco. Or
Okay.
no, Jalisco is base 4 or 2. What's the base build slots in
Or
Jalisco?
developed rural region.
Oh, 4. So, okay, and they're plus 20. You already have what 2 levels constant.
Plus 40. Yeah.
40 plus 40. I mean, 40 times 1.4 times 1.4 or 5.6. Next one, yeah. So you get another build slot in Jalisco when you get concentrated industry 3. And I think at least one in Mexico City. So, yeah, I would do construction and then concentrate industry so you get the extra build slots. So
All
that
right.
you don't have to like go and build infrastructure in entirely new places.
I can do that.
Um, I haven't done the math. It might be that it's more worthwhile the other way around, but I doubt it. All right. I'll on pause. I'm gonna have to pre-deploy a bunch of new divisions tomorrow.
I only know of him because of a big camera she's in it.
Actually, I'll add some to the queue now. All right. Oh shoot, I'm at like an hour and 50 minutes. Folks on YouTube, I'm gonna cut this here. I might cut this in 2. But anyways, take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves. You always find getting started lead you home. Adieu.